Under the vast African sky, where the sun rose like a promise and set like a prayer, lived a woman named Amani Nuru. Her name meant peace and light, but peace had not been generous to her life, and light had often felt far away. Still, she carried both within her, hidden like embers beneath ash, waiting for breath. Amani was born in a small village near the edge of the savannah, where the land stretched endlessly and the wind spoke in ancient tongues. The village was woven together by tradition, mud brick houses, children's laughter echoing between them, elders seated beneath the great baobab tree, telling stories older than memory itself. Life there was simple, but never easy, especially for a girl. From her earliest days, Amani learned the weight of water jars on her head, the roughness of cracked earth beneath bare feet, and the silence expected of daughters. She learned to cook before she could read, to bow her head before she could dream, and to swallow her questions before they reached her lips. Her brothers went to school in pressed uniforms, while she stayed behind, grinding maize with her mother, watching dust rise like lost hopes. Yet Amani's eyes were always searching. She watched the horizon as if it might open and reveal another world. At night, when the village slept, she traced letters in the dirt with a stick, copying symbols she once glimpsed in her brother's book. Words fascinated her. They felt like keys, keys to doors she had never been allowed to touch. Her mother, Zola, noticed this quiet hunger. Zola had once dreamed too, before marriage folded her dreams into chores and childbirth. She saw herself in Amani's restlessness and felt both pride and fear. In their world, a dreaming woman was often a dangerous thing. Amani, her mother once whispered as they lay side by side on a woven mat. The world is not kind to women who want more. Amani turned her face toward the stars. Then I will be kinder to myself, she replied softly. When Amani turned 14, the whispers began. Marriage whispers. An older man from a neighboring village had cattle, land, and authority. To the elders, he was security. To Amani, he was a locked gate. She felt her chest tighten each time his name was mentioned, like a rope slowly being pulled. The night before the elders were to decide her fate, Amani did something no girl had done before. She ran. She did not know where she was going, only that staying meant the death of something precious inside her. She walked through the darkness guided by moonlight, her heart pounding louder than her footsteps. Fear clung to her like thorns, but beneath it was something stronger. Hope. After days of walking and begging for food, Amani reached a small town where the road met the railway. There, life moved faster. People spoke many languages, wore clothes of many colors, and no one knew her story. For the first time, anonymity felt like freedom. She found work washing dishes at a roadside cafe. The pay was small, the hours long, but at night she slept with a full stomach and a lighter heart. More importantly, the cafe owner's daughter, Lena, went to school and often did her homework at a corner table. Amani watched her write, her pen dancing across paper. One evening, Lena noticed her gaze. Do you want to learn? She asked casually, as if offering a glass of water. Amani's throat tightened. She nodded. From that night on, learning became Amani's secret rebellion. After closing hours, Lena taught her letters, numbers, and stories from books that smelled of dust and possibility. Each word Amani learned felt like reclaiming a piece of herself stolen long ago. Years passed. Amani grew stronger, sharper. She moved from washing dishes to managing the cafe, then saved enough to enroll in adult education classes. She studied by candlelight, her eyes aching but her spirit alive. She learned not only to read but to question, to ask why things were the way they were and how they could change. But life, as always, tested her resolve. One dry season, drought came like a curse. Crops failed, cattle died, and hunger returned to the land. News reached Amani that her village was suffering. Her mother was ill. Her brothers had left to find work and never sent money back. The elders had sold land to outsiders. Amani felt torn between the life she had built and the roots that still held her. After nights of restless thought, she made her decision. She would go back, not as the girl who ran away, but as the woman she had become. Returning was harder than leaving. The village looked smaller, more fragile. The baobab tree still stood, but its branches seemed heavier, burdened by years of silence. People stared at Amani with surprise, suspicion, and, in some eyes, quiet admiration. Her mother wept when she saw her. They held each other as if time itself had collapsed. Amani did not come empty-handed. She brought knowledge, ideas, and a fire that refused to be extinguished. She began by teaching women,